Welcome to Question and Answer Tuesday. There have been a lot of questions regarding universities versus colleges in Canada. Which do I go to? Do I go to a university or do I go to a college? And which college or university do I go to? Very good question, and we're going to get into that question right now. Welcome back to our channel, and if you are new here, welcome to As Told by Canadian Immigrants. I'm Christina, your friendly Canadian immigrant, telling you about Canadian immigration, what it's like to be a Canadian immigrant, and sharing with you the experience of others. College, university. Now, the question I always ask to somebody who asks me, which one should I go to, a college or university? I ask, well, what is your intent with coming to school in Canada? Are you coming to school in Canada because you are so in love with school and you actually want to go back to school and finish your studies? Or are you coming to Canada through school as a means of obtaining permanent residency? So whichever is on the top of your list of priorities, so I'm trying to be a permanent resident, so therefore I'm going to school, or I'm just in love with school and I want to further my education in another country like Canada, the answer to that will dictate to you whether you should go to a college or to a university. Me, for my case, I came to school here mainly as a means of obtaining permanent status in Canada. If I could sort of just get a work permit and come to Canada without necessarily having to go to school, I'd probably do that. I'd probably choose that first because school is not cheap, especially as an international student. And that is why I say it depends on the reason you're coming here for, because of the costs of tuition fee as an international student. International students pay 2 to 3 times more than a domestic student, okay? And you're looking at probably minimum for even a 1-year postgraduate, $17,000 for the year. In my day, it was $14,500. I see it climbing up and up and up. So that's what it is. So if you're coming here and your main reason for going to school is to get some schooling so you can get a work permit so you can apply for permanent residency, I would say go to a college. Why? 1, it's cheaper. And that's the biggest reason for me. As an international student, it's cheaper. 2, you might find shorter, easier programs available at a college. Don't just do something silly in terms of, don't just go and study something silly because, oh, I just want to go to Canada, so I don't care what I study. Study something that will add to what you already have, that will make you marketable, that will make you useful in the Canadian labor market, because it's still important that you will get a job after and they will look at your credentials and what your educational background is, right? But it is less on you to choose something that makes sense and choose something that you can afford. That's my 2 cents. Now, if you're coming here because you want to further your education and you love school, good for you, then you can go to a university. Now, it's also going to depend on, are you coming from high school or have you already done an undergraduate program and you're coming to Canada now, then you're going to try and pursue graduate studies, okay? So if Canada has been your dream and you want to go to school and eventually you'll get permanent residency and you can afford to go to a university, then go to a university, right? And then there's another way to look at it from the perspective of, okay, I can't afford university as an international student right now. So what I'll do is I'll come to Canada as an international student to a college for a year, get my work permit, get my Canadian permanent residency, and then go to university if you're young. Or if you're really passionate about pursuing whatever you're trying to pursue in school, then you can always just go back to school as a domestic student where the cost is half, but you've lost 2 or 3 years. So there's a trade-off. You want to pay more money or you want to spend more time, whatever works for you. So I can't say you must go to this school or that school or this college or this university, because it's going to depend on what your intents are. But that's my 2 cents. Now, which colleges do I recommend in Toronto? I went to one college, and so my experience is with one college, and so I can only tell you that I went to Humber College and it was good. Was I concerned about it being good or bad? No. I came here on a mission, and going to school was a means to an end. I am grateful that I went to school, and I'm happy that I studied project management, because it is what I do right now and I love it. But I wasn't saying, oh, is Humber like a good school? I wonder if it's a good school. I wonder if like it's a good school. I didn't ask myself that question once. I don't think I cared, because at the end of the day, the schools here are at a certain standard, at an international education standard, where if it's a college from college to college, I don't think there's any significant difference apart from the kind of programs they offer. And some offer like an internship part to the course, and some don't. So the most important thing that you want to do when choosing a school is ensuring that you're going to one of the designated learning institutions. And through that, if I spell it correctly, you want to ensure that you're going to one that is going to give you a postgraduate work permit at the end, right? Not all designated institutions make you eligible for a postgraduate work permit program. So this is very important when you're choosing a college or a university. Make sure that if your intent is to try and work after school, that the school that you're going to gives you that. So if you go under here now and say, okay, I'm going to school in Ontario, right? There's a whole list of schools, and you see this column here that says offers eligible postgraduate programs. This is very, very important. So let's, for example, say Humber College. Okay, if you spell correctly, it should come up. So there's Humber College. So you have different campuses. And does it offer programs? Yes. I have had somebody contact me and says they're going to Toronto College or something. And if the search for Toronto College is any one of these, then it does not offer an eligible postgraduate work permit program, right? So the most important thing to check if when you're choosing a school is to make sure that this column on this list says yes, right? Here's Centennial College. Boom. Yes. Okay. So whatever you do, make sure you choose that. Let's see, Ryerson University, yes. George Brown College, yes. All right, that is the most important thing to check when you're choosing a college or a university. That's it. The schools that I know of are the more popular ones that you hear immigration consultants talking about, and also you probably see on Facebook or in the media. So I went to Humber College, and do I recommend it? Sure. It was good. I had a good time. I got the piece of paper at the end, and here I am. The other schools is Centennial College. I initially actually applied to Centennial College and got into Centennial College, but it was too far away from where my aunt lived for me to travel. So I kiboshed that plan and then applied to Humber. There is also Seneca. There is Sheridan. There is Lambton College. There's Mohawk College, and there's George Brown College. Are there other colleges? Yes, but these are the ones that I know, and this is specifically speaking to Toronto and the greater Toronto area, right? A little bit of geography. Toronto is in Ontario. Ontario is a province. For my people in Jamaica, a province is like a parish. So, but like a million times bigger. Yeah. And Toronto is a city in the parish. So, you have the city, this parish of St. Anne, and then you have Ocho Rios. Yeah. For anybody else in another country, I can't help you. Just kidding. So that is my 2 cents on college versus university and which colleges to go to, which colleges are beneficial to go to. Like I said, I don't have any favorable school apart from Humber because I had a personal experience there, so I can only talk about there from a personal level. But I think they all kind of operate on an equal playing ground. And just come here and do what you need to get done. Make sure that it's close to where you're living as best as possible, and just get it done and get out. And if you're coming here just to get permanent residency and you find that school is the way you have to go to a college because it's going to be cheaper. That's my 2 cents. I appreciate the time you take to watch these videos. Please remember to subscribe, join our immigrant community. I will see you in the next video.